All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Colleges That Change Lives virtual days. Thank you for joining us this evening. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping um, notes. Please feel free to use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Also, you should know that your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions that is happening with Colleges That Change Lives, so please be sure to sign up for any additional ones, either later this evening or through the course of the next day or so. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you initially registered. So as you sign up for future sessions, feel free to check other recordings. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
All right, while Anthony pulls up the presentation, thank you everyone for joining. My name is Sydney Sherwood. I am an admission counselor here at Birmingham-Southern College. Again, we're really excited that you've chosen to learn a little bit more about BSC tonight. We're going to go through our information session. We hope you learn everything you need to know about BSC, and I'm going to hand it over to Anthony.
Yes, well, good evening, everybody. I'm Anthony McCall. So excited to be here with y'all today and share more, like Sydney said, about BSC and who we are at Birmingham-Southern College. And here we just want to be able to show you. So Birmingham-Southern College, okay, we are in Birmingham, Alabama, which is actually the largest city in the state of Alabama, a little over 1.2 million people, including the metropolitan area. And love this photo here just to show you our proximity to our city. Okay, so actually in this photo you see here in the very bottom of this photo is parts of our campus, and you see there in the outskirts of downtown Birmingham. So we are about a 2 to 3 mile ride from our campus to downtown, the very heart of our city, and we definitely want you to be able to know where we are and where we are situated with our campus in Birmingham. But BSC, we are a 4-year private liberal arts school, and we were founded in 1856. And we'll go ahead and knock out one question early on during this time we have together. What makes Birmingham-Southern College different than other schools, okay? And as you well know, we are a CTCL school, okay? And in this book, Lauren Pope states about us that we are a high quality, caring place where a person from any part of the country won't only feel comfortable, but they will grow intellectually, they'll grow morally, and they will grow personally as well. And just so you know, we have been a part of the CTCL every year it has been written. And every student that comes to Birmingham Southern, they expect to be challenged and be changed and to have a living educational experience. And we firmly believe as a service learning college that the degree you receive from us, it is not just a piece of paper that you throw on your wall, but rather it's understanding the world and what you can do within that world. And that's what living a life of significance it's all about. It's about bettering yourself and your community. And a great quote, okay, by one of our former presidents, General Charles Krulak. He always said that training is preparation for the expected and education is preparation for the unexpected. And if you want to do something great for this world, get an education that's wide and deep. And we offer that at BSC. Now, taking that a step further with our liberal arts education and our curriculum. So we have at Birmingham Southern what we call an explorations curriculum. And what we're focusing on is each of our students building a certain set of skills and honing those skills while you are on our campus. So as you see there on the screen, communicating effectively, creative problem solving, critical thinking, connecting ideas across different disciplines. These are all skills you're gonna gain and hone throughout your time in your classes and within your major. And taking that a step further and what that looks like a little more. So you see here on the screen 3 different areas, okay? Quantitative analysis, interpretational analysis, scientific methodologies. We have some other areas as well. And these are areas that our students have to fulfill. And we show you this to show you the wide variety of courses that are offered within these different areas. So with that first one you see with quantitative analysis, there's a stats class, calculus course, but you can take an astronomy class. You can even take a logic, which is a philosophy course. And then with interpretation or analysis, a wide range of classes there as well too. So we show you this to show you the wide range of courses you're able to take, and just so you know we do give you a 2-year grace period. So at the end of your sophomore year is when you must declare your major. So in that first 2 years, that first year, you're really getting to explore, take a wide variety of courses, and all of these classes are going towards your degree. Now I'll hand it off to Sydney.
All right. So at BSC, kind of while we're talking about the academic experience right now, we'll tell you that we have about 1,200 different students coming from about 31 different states and 18 different countries. About half of our population does come from out of state, which is really great. I like to mention to students, we're not a suitcase campus. If you know what that means, it means that the students typically go home on the weekends. Maybe they live close. That's not necessarily the case at BSC because a large population of our students are from out of the state of Alabama, or they might just not be from around the city. That means they don't necessarily want to go home every weekend. Maybe they're not able to go home every weekend, but it helps with our diversity and our community here on our campus. It creates a diverse, again, community comprised of all kinds of different backgrounds and perspectives. Next slide. All right, so our student to faculty ratio is 12:1. So that kind of shows there are a lot of people on our campus that are here for our students. The size of our enrollment allows for a strong sense of community, like I said, close relationships. Our average class size is around 16. In your more intro classes, it might be a little larger, but once you get into your major classes, they'll be a little bit smaller. But an interesting point about the average class size being 16 is that a lot of our classes are conversation based, which means you're going to be learning by having conversations with your professors during class time. Not only are you going to have conversations with your professors, but you'll be having conversations with your peers. So that class time is all about discussing different perspectives with your professors and your peers and learning that way, which is a really great thing that BSC offers to our students. We also have a 3.5:1 student to faculty and staff ratio. So people like your professors and people like myself and Anthony. Again, there are plenty of people on BSC's campus to make sure you are safe, you are healthy, you are doing well, you're prepared, everything you could think of. There are lots of people here that are on your side and making sure you're doing well. Next slide. So we offer about 50 defined majors and minors to choose from. Among our most popular are going to be the highlighted majors you see or highlighted programs. So pre-health, pre-law, psychology, business, education. We are always seeking to adopt new majors or minors to prepare our students for a competitive job market or maybe graduate school. In fact, we've added, I think, 8 new areas of study in the past 5 years. Again, we have a wide range of majors to choose from, everything from art to pre-health. Anything with an asterisk is a dual degree program, which means that you would come to BSC for your undergraduate, and then you would transition into a master's program at another school. So pre-law, engineering, nursing, things like that are our dual degree programs that we offer. Because we are a smaller liberal arts college, we might not be able to give our students a robust nursing program because we are smaller. So we make sure to partner with a school that has an amazing nursing program. So you can come to us for the liberal arts experience and get your undergraduate degree and then get a master's in something post your undergraduate at BSC. All right, next slide. All right, one of my favorite things to talk about BSC is our e-term. But before I talk about e-term, I'll talk a little bit about our curriculum. So you'll be on a 4-1-4 schedule at BSC, meaning you'll take 4 classes in the fall semester. You'll take 1 class during our e-term, which is in January. And then you will take 4 classes in the spring semester, which starts in February and ends in May. Now, January is our exploration term, most of our students' favorite. It is a 4-week mini-mester where students kind of take off from the traditional class. So you're not taking chemistry or math class or a writing class. You're going to take something maybe outside of your comfort zone. We offer really fun classes on campus that we don't typically offer, like the art of Southern cooking. We have music classes. There's an opportunity for students to put on a play in 4 weeks, which is really cool. We also give our students the opportunity to use that 4 weeks to do some service learning or get an internship. Or my favorite to talk about is the study abroad programs. So for a couple weeks of the e-term, you can actually go on a study abroad trip, and they are all led by faculty members. So they are really exciting for our students to go on. Our faculty members are really prepared to do this. I think we have one professor that's been doing one for almost 30 years, which is really cool. So the faculty love being involved in e-term, and so do our students. It's a really great way for students to kind of push themselves to do something different that they might not be able to do at a different school, because we do really push our students to use the exploration curriculum to their advantage. So learning outside of the classroom in any way that they can. So e-term is a great way for us to do that. Next slide. All right, so on top of e-term, if the month-long study abroad is not enough for you, we have typical study abroad programs here at BSC. So you do have the opportunity to do a month-long study abroad program, or I'm sorry, a semester-long study abroad program, maybe for the summer. It's up to you. And we do have, we are partnered with exchange programs throughout in other countries. So one thing that's really great about BSC is we're never gonna say, okay, cool, you wanna study abroad, figure it out. That's not how we do it at BSC. We offer pre-departure classes to make sure that you are prepared for whatever is to come wherever you're going. So make sure you're prepared, with money and your safety and, professors at the new school you're going to go to and things like that. So that pre-departure class really prepares our students to go abroad wherever they're going. We just want to make sure our students are prepared. So, and back to Anthony.
Yes, so experiential learning. So that is one of the stronger initiatives at Birmingham-Southern in terms of our students taking what you're learning in the classroom and using that out in the real world. So as Sydney was talking about, a lot of opportunities to study abroad and travel. I envy our students because I've not had opportunity to travel out of the country yet. So they have so many opportunities to travel anywhere across the globe. So whether it's Africa or Europe or South America, so many cool opportunities. And we actually have a department on our campus called the Krulak Institute. And in that department, there are individuals solely devoted to helping our students with specific areas, such as community service opportunities, or study abroad and travel opportunities, or internships. So we have individuals in this department who solely are there to help you with these different opportunities and make sure they're opening doors for you as much as they can. Now, again, speaking about community service, we definitely believe in our students stepping outside the gates of our school and getting out our community and our city and doing some really great things. And about 88% of our students in their time with us will volunteer with a nonprofit organization and get out and do some really awesome things in the community. Now, I'm not sure about y'all, okay, but I love the word guaranteed. And one great thing that we do at BSC is that we offer all of our students guaranteed internship and research opportunities. So we place our students in hospitals, in banks, in law offices, in many different sectors of the professional world to help them build the connections that they need and gain the experiences that they need as well. And we truly believe that engagement that our students get to have, it truly sets them apart from the rest once it comes time to interview for those internships and those future jobs following college. Now let's talk about the Hilltop, okay, our campus. You'll hear us reference the Hilltop, and that is our nickname. And there are parts of our campus that are very hilly, but also with that, you can see the outskirts of Birmingham and our city, which are pretty cool, especially in that picture there on the top right corner, which is one of our apartments on campus, and you can see the outskirts of the city behind there. but 82% of our students, they live on campus all 4 years. So as Sydney said earlier, we don't have a suitcase campus. Okay, students enjoy living on our campus. I believe there's some great perks. One great perk I'll highlight for you is the fact that our students get free laundry. Okay, again, free laundry, so no quarters needed. You have to do your laundry yourself. Okay, but no quarters needed. I wish I had that when I was in college. I spent money on tons of quarters to use for laundry. So that's one awesome perk that our students have amongst many others as well. And our students truly do enjoy living in our campus community, being involved, and being around one another. And then also we'll highlight for you our different residence halls and different areas of living on campus. So in your freshman year, okay, you must live in a freshman residence hall, okay, if you do live on campus. And this is solely devoted, honestly, for our students in their freshman year to really build in that community, meet new people, see new faces. And then in your sophomore, junior, and senior year, you're able to live in more apartment style, suite style, with a handful of different opportunities there as well on our campus. Now I'll give it off back to Sydney.
All right. So real quick before I jump into student organizations, I just wanted to mention, I meant to mention it earlier. One really great thing about BSC, kind of in relation to campus life, what Anthony was talking about. So because we are so close to downtown Birmingham, it's not all that often that you find a liberal arts college right outside of the city. But one of my favorite things is that when you're on BSC's campus, you feel like you're out in this quiet little town. It's not a very loud campus. It's really peaceful. So you feel like you're at kind of a traditional liberal arts college, maybe out in the middle, away from a city. But right when you step off campus and you drive just 2 miles down the road, you, again, like Anthony said, you can see the city, and there's so much to offer. I know he talked about internships and things like that. So the city of Birmingham being so big and being so up and coming, it has so many great opportunities for our students. So I just wanted to mention that real quick before I move ahead. So at BSC, we have quite a few organizations to choose from. I like to kind of point out, we have 80 plus student organizations, and with 1,200 students, that's quite a few opportunities to be involved, quite a few leadership opportunities. Most of our students are involved in at least one organization. I like to say probably a couple more. We are a very highly involved campus. Again, I think that helps with our campus community, being, really involved with each other. Everyone wants to be part of an organization. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to make friends, maybe outside of your core group of friends that you make, maybe in your dorm, your freshman year. Great way to meet people. Also a great way to have leadership opportunity, which looks great on resumes and looks great on, grad school applications, maybe job applications later on. So lots to get from all of these organizations on campus, as well as it just kind of creates a diverse community, having so many different organizations on our campus to choose from. Next slide. So in a typical year, we would have campus events just about every day. Our campus is always super busy. Again, with so many organizations, there's always something going on. Obviously this year we've transitioned to a more virtual or social distancing way of life, but that does not mean our students aren't having events. They are having events safely because again, we are super involved. And so they want to keep that up as much as they can, whether it's through Zoom or maybe they're having social distance things on the quad. But either way, again, kind of going back to the student organizations, there's a lot going on. We like to hold events that our students can go to and network and mingle. So here are a couple events that we like to talk about. Some of our larger events on campus. So in October, we have Halloween on the Hilltop, where we invite families from the community around BSC to come and bring their children, and they get to come trick or treat on campus, which is really cool. In January, we have Mama's Home Cooking, where we have a huge potluck. Again, these are really great community events that just, faculty and staff and families and students can come and just share. There's a lot of mac and cheese, I believe. That seems to be, a fan favorite, a student favorite, but just a big potluck for everyone to kind of come back after e-term and have that big community event. And then May, this one I've heard is a fan favorite, Pause for Finals. So puppies on campus. I don't know how you can pass that up, but we have dogs on campus before finals week to kind of de-stress. Next slide. All right, so BSC is a Methodist affiliated college. We do not require chapel. However, we do hold multiple services from different denominations every week. We do have a chapel on our campus, which is really great. The picture to the right is our chaplain. Her name is Julie. She is awesome. We really love Julie. And she is actually the advisor for all of our faith-based organizations. So no matter what denomination you are, if you are a part of a faith-based organization, she would be your advisor and she will work with you. And she's just really great. Next slide. All right, so we do have Greek life here at BSC. It is a little bit different than what you might think of, maybe at a larger school. We only have about 40 to 60 members each chapter. We do have 6 sororities and 7 fraternities. And I think about half of our students are involved in Greek life. So again, most of our students are involved in something. You don't have to be involved in Greek life to feel involved at BSC. But again, it's an option if Greek life is something you're interested in. Next slide. All right, so we do have sports here at BSC. We are NCAA Division III. We are very competitive in the classroom as well as on the field. So we have 22 sports teams here at BSC, comprised of about 400 athletes. So a large percentage of our students are student athletes as well. I like to mention that that means our faculty and staff are very used to working with student athletes. They, are not going to be new to working with student athletes and the things that being a student athlete kind of comes with. So they're going to make sure that, we're working with your schedule and you're not going to fall behind. They make sure to prioritize you just as much as they would any other student. One great thing about our student athletes here at BSC is that all of our facilities for sports are on campus with the exception of swimming. We do have a swim facility just a couple miles off campus, but every other sports team, all 21, do have facilities on our campus, which means 1, it's pretty easy to get to practice. 2, it's pretty easy for your peers to come cheer you on. So there's a great community around our athletes here at BSC because it is so easy. And you're going to be in classes with, if you're not an athlete, you'll be in classes with an athlete and vice versa. So there's a really great community around our athletes at BSC. Back to Anthony.
Yes, and I actually am a former college athlete and former college coach here at Birmingham-Southern, so I definitely get that process. And, as a Division III athlete, you may not be on an athletic scholarship per se, but as Sydney said, I mean, a third of our student body, they're student athletes. So a lot of different opportunities, 22 different teams here on our campus. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely want to get you in contact with any of our coaches that we can. So let's talk about some resources. Okay, so really great resources when you step foot here on campus as a freshman all the way through your senior year. So you have an academic advisor. This is a faculty member, professor who will help guide you through the curriculum, who will make sure that you're staying on schedule with your classes and making sure that you're on course to finish on time. Also, we have a first year success advisor, and this individual works with all of our first generation students and all of our freshman students. And then also some other great resources we offer are free writing center and also free tutoring. So that writing lab is a place you can take a paper, you can get it looked at and get assistance. That is student led, and these students aren't going to write your paper for you, okay, but they're going to help you in terms of outlining things, getting things organized, and making sure that you're getting the best out of that paper. And then also free tutoring in any area, any subject that's needed. And if it's not there, if there's someone not helping with that course, they will find somebody to do so when you need the help. So a lot of great opportunities to get help here right when you step foot here on campus.
Anthony, can I jump in real quick before we move on? I also like to mention to our students that are interested, Along with tutoring, you have to remember that you're going to be in a smaller class size, which means your first option for help is always to ask your professor. They don't have 5,000 students each. They have a much smaller class size, which means they can handle having office hours with you, talking with you after class. They have a much more open schedule than maybe a professor that does have 5,000 students. So just something to remember, that we do have amazing tutor services here on campus, but your first line is always just to ask your professor, and they are always willing to sit down with you and help you. Tutoring is just kind of that next step if you need that extra help. But again, our professors are here to kind of help you, and they're always going to answer your questions. You never are going to feel like they won't.
Yeah, great addition, Sydney. And also, along with that, so y'all know, 96% of our professors, they hold the highest degree in their field. So you're getting taught by some of the best in what they do. And they have open door policies, majority, if not all of them. So it's an opportunity where you can go by, knock on their office, knock on their door, go in, talk with them about whether it be class or life. They're right there with you every step of the way. Even heard a story earlier today, actually, of one of our students who said that during their freshman year, their professor actually invited their class over. If they fulfill certain things within class, he said he would invite them over for dinner and get them a home cooked meal. So that's the kind of relationships that our professors and our students are able to have, and that collaboration as well too. So let's talk about campus safety, okay? Because we definitely understand the importance of this, especially in the times that we're in, and want you to know that that is of high importance for us. And we have 16 full-time officers who operate our campus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving, the summer when it's a little slow, they're right there operating our campus, making sure everything is running smoothly and efficiently. And here in this photo, you see our campus police giving a vehicle safety check. So just so you know, our campus, it is one way in and one way out. So you come into our campus, okay, and then you can exit right on the opposite side of our campus police front gate area. And our campus police, they'll give vehicle safety checks, like I said. So if you need air pressure put in your tires or taken out, they can do that. I even heard of them checking oil for students as well too. And actually, one of my former colleagues in our admissions office, she was a BSC alum, and she actually said that she got stuck at a Target about 30 minutes away from our campus twice while she was in school at BSC, and our campus police went and got her from that Target safely both times and back to campus. So our campus police truly will go above and beyond the call of duty for our students, our faculty, and our staff as well. Now let's talk about Birmingham, okay? Our city. We love this place so much. It's in our name for a reason. We mentioned to you earlier the proximity of our campus to downtown Birmingham. But let's talk about some highlights and different things in our city. So just showing you what's on the screen here. Love to point these things out. So on the top left, that is the Vulcan statue. That is actually the largest cast iron statue in the entire US. Okay, so you can see the entire landscape of Birmingham. Very cool. The top right, that is our Birmingham Barons baseball stadium. So there's our minor league team that's affiliated with the Chicago White Sox. And fun fact for you, if any of you have heard of a decent basketball player by the name of Michael Jordan, then he actually played for the Birmingham Barons back in the day. So fun fact for you there. And then the Sidewalk Film Festival. There's actually a festival that happens every August in downtown Birmingham, and it allows our students who are media and film study majors to have their work seen and build connections in that industry. Also, if you were into the art scene, we have here in Birmingham the Birmingham Museum of Art, which is actually the largest municipal art museum in the entire Southeast. So whether it's the arts, the music scene, the outdoors, sports, we have a lot of cool opportunities and things to check out in our city. But I don't know about y'all, okay? But I love to eat some good food, okay? And one notable aspect of the rapid growth of our city of Birmingham is the awesome food scene. So whether it's barbecue or some global cuisine, we offer some of the finest food in the South. And Andrew Zimmern, who's a very well-known food critic, labeled our city as one of the favorite small cities for food in the entire country. So if you're a foodie, if you like trying out different places, Birmingham is definitely a place you want to be. I've been living here now for almost 7 years, and there are tons of places I have not tried yet that I want to. So definitely a great part of being a college student in our city. Now, we talked about some fun, food, our curriculum, our city, right? But let's talk about how you can apply to Birmingham-Southern. So 3 different ways, all right? We are a Common App school, okay? So with a Common application, this is how you can apply to a handful of schools all at one time. Not all colleges have this, so make sure you check that list that we are on. Also, our BSc online application is free at all times, okay? All throughout the year, it is free. It is live right now, a very simple process there. And then also the Coalition app, okay? This Coalition application is very new. This group and organization actually originated this past summer. And this is basically a list of about 150 plus members, both private and public colleges across this country, who are working towards college access and success for students. So highly encourage you to check these opportunities out. And one of these ways you can apply to Birmingham-Southern. I'm going to hand it off back to Sydney.
All right. So important dates, here's just a couple we've got. So for students who are ready and they know that they want to make BSc their home next year, or maybe in the years coming, depending on what year you are right now, you would choose the early decision deadline or application. So early decision is a binding application, meaning you would sign a document saying that if you are admitted to BSc, you are coming no matter what, unless maybe a financial circumstance, but you are gung-ho for BSc, and that's awesome. If that's not you and you have other schools on your mind, that is perfectly fine. I would suggest early action, which is our November 16th deadline. That just means you're going to get your application decision back sooner, or your admission decision back sooner. So if you can get your application done by November 16th, that means you will hear back from us before December 16th or around December 16th, which means you'll get your decision back before Christmas, which is awesome. No one wants to worry about college applications over Christmas break. Let's get it done before. So again, that's what I suggest is November 16th. If you are a senior and you're looking to apply, that's the date I like to push. But if you can't get it done before November 16th, that is a-okay. If you have to work on it over Christmas break, no worries. Our regular decision deadline is February 1st. Obviously, you can submit your application before that, but after February 1st, we are a rolling admission, which means until our spots fill up, we will keep accepting applications. But once our class fills up, we're done accepting applications. So February 1st, that regular decision. Something very important to note, completing the FAFSA, it opens on October 1st. We like to suggest that you do it as soon as possible. It is a bit of a timely process. It can take a little bit of time. So we like to say the earlier you finish it, the better, because our financial aid packages are rolled out early 2021. So the sooner we have your FAFSA, that means when we start the financial aid package process, if we already have your FAFSA, you're good to go and we can do that. If we don't have your FAFSA, it takes a little bit longer and you probably won't get your package until later, maybe February or March, just depending. So again, if you have any questions about the FAFSA or any of these deadlines, you can always reach out. And the National College Decision Day is May 1st. All right, next. So how to apply. We know that especially this year, having different ways to apply is important. So we have been test optional for, I think this is our 3rd year. So we are not new to test optional. So we know how to handle it. We're not scrambling. We've done this before, but we do offer test optional because we do have a very holistic approach to admissions here at BSc. So the reason we started test optional was because we know that as a student, you are more than just your test numbers. You are more than just one test on one Saturday of your life. And if maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to, or because of COVID, maybe you haven't had the chance to take the ACT or SAT, that is a-okay, no worries. You can apply test optional. So to apply test optional, what we need are your high school transcripts and an essay or personal statement. Those essay requirements are on our website. Again, if you have questions, just reach out. So upon request for a test optional application, we might ask for an academic letter of recommendation or an interview. Again, that will be decided by your admission counselor. So if they feel like they need a little more about you, maybe to get to know you a little better, they'll reach out. But again, pretty much what you need is the high school transcript and the essay or personal statement. Now for a standard application, we need a high school transcript or ACT and SAT scores. Encouraged but not required, essay or personal statement, academic letter of recommendation, and interview. We say encouraged because, again, like I said, we have a very holistic approach to reviewing your application. Me and myself and Anthony are admission counselors, which means we are part of the review, the application review process of your application. So we want to get to know you as a student. Again, we don't want to just base your admission off of your test scores and your GPA. We want to get to know you as a student. And then another way this is really helpful for us to know more about you is for our scholarships, which I will talk about on the next page. All right, so here's our scholarship grid. So this is for the standard application. So you can look on the top row, you can see your SAT and ACT scores, and then on the left, you'll see a GPA. And you can kind of, pinpoint your range. Obviously, they're not super specific. There's reasons for that, but you can see your range where you might fall on this GPA, on this grid for your GPA and test score. And then on the next page, I believe, is our test optional. So something to note about the standard application and the test optional application is that you can still get up to $11,000 in merit-based scholarship with both applications. So if you are test optional, that does not limit you to the amount of scholarship that you can receive. It is the same for both. It is just kind of calculated differently without that SAT or ACT score. But again, you can get up to the same amount either way. So you're not limited if you are test optional. Next slide. All right, so this is where us getting to know you is very helpful because we have, in addition to our merit-based scholarships, we have special scholarships. I often call these resume-specific scholarships because they typically have to do with something you've done or been involved in high school. So these are listed on our website in detail, but for this purpose, we've got a couple, well, we have all of them listed here. So things like we have a United Methodist scholarship, a Bonner Leader program, which is a program where you're doing lots of community service. You receive a stipend and things like that. So all of these are very different. Again, they're on our website, and if you have any questions, reach out. We would love to walk you through them. But to go back to what I was saying, the more we know about you, the easier it is for us to recommend these scholarships to you. So if I see on your application that you're interested in majoring in business, and you maybe have some entrepreneurial things you've done in high school, I would absolutely recommend you for the STUMP scholarship, which is our business scholarship. So again, the better we know you, the easier it is for us to kind of recommend these things to you and walk you through the process a little bit easier. All right, next. Anthony, was there anything else you could think of about scholarships that maybe I forgot? I feel like I might be missing something.
One thing I encourage all students, especially, honestly, any high school student, if you don't have a resume yet, and if there are things that you have done throughout high school and you don't have a resume put together or like organize what you've done and what years you did it, we highly encourage you to do that because that does helps not just us, but any college, honestly.
Yeah.
See things that you've done throughout the process, throughout high school, and shows your involvement, which really helps out in that process too.
Absolutely.
And as we wind down and finish up here, let's talk about some costs and some different accolades, okay, that we have at BSC. So on the screen, you see our direct cost of attendance this year, 2020 and 2021, which is $31,800. So that is tuition and fees, your housing, and the unlimited meal plan. That unlimited meal plan is actually new. It just started this fall of 2020, and that is 7-day access for our students to swipe their card 7 days a week, as many times as they want to, which is pretty great in my book. But $31,800, okay, that's our direct cost, and that is a price that is very competitive with your state flagship public universities and colleges, and a lot less than other private liberal arts colleges like ourselves. And that number does not take into account the academic scholarship or anything you receive through the FAFSA or any outside scholarships or any of those special scholarships that Sydney just spoke about that could help reduce that cost for you even more. And about 90 to 95% of our students, they receive some type of financial aid. Okay, so keep that in mind as well.
And I will say it's really pretty much 100% of students, because any student that's admitted will receive some kind of merit-based scholarship. So on top of receiving a merit-based scholarship, a lot of our students do receive either federal aid or, you know, the school is giving them aid, something like that. So lots of aid available for our students.
Yes, for sure. And here's a shot of one of our graduates finishing off their time at BSC right there in our academic quad in the bell tower. And some accolades to finish off here. We have the highest four-year graduation rate in the entire state of Alabama of any college, private or public. And our graduates earn a third above the national average in salary. And also the Fisk Guide to Colleges ranked us last year as one of the top 20 best buys in the entire country in terms of price and quality. And your return on investment is pretty great, as we are a top 100 college for that return on investment. And all this to show y'all that our students truly do leave from BSC to really do some incredible and great things. And the money and the investment that you're putting into our school, it is going to pay off for you in the long run. And also, we want you to be aware, okay, of some chats that we have offered that are coming available to you. So again, we are in this virtual world, but these are live chats here. So you can go to this site at chat.bsc.edu, and you can see our upcoming live chats that are coming soon throughout the rest of this cycle, this year and next year as well. So you can keep those on your radar. You can set reminders. So we definitely want you to join us for these admission chats that we have coming up. And we just thank you for joining us. And on the top right of that screen there, you see a QR code that you can actually use if you want to take some next steps with us at BSC. We highly encourage you students to pull out your phone and take a picture of that QR code there on the top right and take some next steps. Okay, but we'd love for you to connect with us. We just thank you for being a part of this presentation today. You see our social medias on the screen too. So definitely connect with us, give us a follow, let us know what we can do for you in this college search process.
Yes, and something to quickly mention, if you do not know who your admission counselor is and you would like to know, you can go to bsc.edu and search admission counselor, and there's actually a map that will pop up. You can click where you're from and it will take you to your admission counselor's profile. You can read about them, you can send them an email, give them a call, whatever you like. We are all here. It is our job. I like to mention this. It's our job to walk you through the admission process, to answer any of your questions. Don't ever feel like you should feel confused during this process. You shouldn't. We're here to help you. So again, make sure to reach out if you can. If you have any questions, we are here to help you.
That is right. And I'll stop sharing here. And
thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your presentation. For everyone as well for joining us, we appreciate you joining us. When this webinar ends, there will be a link to a quick 4-question survey that we'd appreciate any feedback that you could provide. Also, just as a reminder, this is one of many sessions being hosted by Colleges That Change Lives, both tonight and throughout tomorrow as well. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find a recording of this session and all the other ones at the same place where you initially registered. Thanks again for joining us and have a great evening.